This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Once again, I'm back with another story today. Today's a story about New Jersey correctional officer, Mr. Joseph Demarco, who is presently suspended. Okay, and the New Jersey Correctional Department of Corrections is looking to remove him. So yes, I know this says West Virginia Division of Correction and Rehabilitation, but I'm going to make a point before the end of this video. But what I'd like to do is show you some footage. This is actually the same, different versions of the same report from different networks, and I just wanted to show you different variations so you can kind of see um, as much information and angles as possible. And not only that, they're only about a minute each, so altogether about 6 minutes of this video. And once that's completed, I will come back with more commentary for you. Stand by.
Governor Phil Murphy is condemning the actions of a New Jersey corrections officer and another man after the pair were seen on camera mocking the death of George Floyd in Gloucester County. Take a look at the cell phone video. This was taken Monday during a Black Lives Matter protest in Franklinville. You can see a man kneeling on another man lying on the ground. They allegedly yelled at the demonstrators as they marched by them. The New Jersey Department of Corrections released a statement on Twitter saying, "We have been made aware that one of our officers participated in the filming of a hateful and disappointing video that mocked the killing of George Floyd. The individual has been suspended from their post and banned from the New Jersey Department of Corrections facilities pending a thorough and expedited investigation. We thank the community for bringing this issue to our attention."
In a Philadelphia suburb in New Jersey, a group of men are seen on video mocking George Floyd's death by kneeling on a neck and shouting at Black Lives Matter protesters who passed by. One of the men in that video is a state corrections officer. Sydney Long of our affiliate WCAU reports.
At 3 o'clock Monday afternoon, a crowd of 60 to 80 demonstrators had a police escort to spread a Black Lives Matter message of unity and equality right here on Delsea Drive.
Overall, it was a really great experience in spite of what occurred. What we saw was disgusting.
What happened next was this. A group of people counter-protesting on private property decorated with Trump signs next to the road, antagonizing protesters. On this cell phone video shared with NBC 10, we can see a man kneeling on the chest of another person on the ground. It's not clear why. They shouted that George Floyd should have complied with police and that, quote, Black lives matter to no one.
It automatically brought me to tears.
Darian Fennell organized yesterday's peaceful march. When she saw this,
I thought about the young children who were marching behind me. I thought about my son and just how horrible and despicable to do something like that is, how sick an individual has to be to act in that way.
They are cowards. They're losers. And if they don't think I deserve a right to breathe, then I challenge them on their right.
The South Jersey Donald Trump supporters physically mocked George Floyd's death as peaceful protesters passed by yesterday in Franklin Township.
Tonight, one of the men in the video has been suspended from his state job as a corrections officer. NBC 10 South Jersey Bureau reporter Sydney Long has the video that's making national headlines.
I cannot unsee something like that.
Darian Fennell wishes she and fellow demonstrators could erase some of the images of Monday's march down Delsea Drive when a group of people on private property staged a counter-protest just feet from the road. In this video shared with NBC 10, you can see a man kneeling on the chest of a person on the ground as they heckled those marching peacefully, using the words, Black lives matter to no one.
Immediately, I was tears. I started crying.
Fennell is thankful her group had a police escort.
God forbid they weren't. Who knows how that situation would have escalated.
Franklin Township released a statement. It reads in part, the Franklin Township Committee and its police department are appalled and saddened by the revolting actions of certain individuals after Monday's locally organized peaceful march. This is not who we are as a community.
They were just using their First Amendment rights or whatever, but it's still not okay.
A young demonstrator who didn't want to show her face says she's participated in more than 6 protests recently.
The first time I saw something this horrifying, that it was in my hometown, you know. So I really hope that the people in this video are recognized. I hope that people of the community come out and say, you know, hey, I know so-and-so in that video.
Police are continuing their investigation into what happened, and we also tried unsuccessfully to get in touch with the people in that video. As you can see, a small number of demonstrators gathered here today, holding their signs as motorists who drove by honked their horns. Another peaceful protest is planned for Franklin Township this Saturday. Beverly Merritt says police may not waive permit fees and are pressing for a number for crowd control.
He said, we just want to keep you people safe. I said, what do you mean by you people? We're not, I told him, you sound like you're preparing for war already. We're coming in peace.
But maybe there's going to be like new policies or new laws or something's going to change. Maybe we will touch someone's heart so that they have a change of heart.
Reporting in Franklin Township, Sydney Long, NBC 10 News.
Okay, fam. So here we have a guy here, a correctional state police officer, Joseph Demarco. As you can see him standing here with the Trump signs behind him. I mean, he is amped up like this is MMA, WWE. And I showed this video because I want the youngsters to see that these people don't care about you. These people are in all facets of our life, all administrative, all municipal. This guy's a correctional officer. So if he doesn't have a problem with George Floyd getting a knee in his neck, and as you can see him demonstrating here that he didn't have a problem with it, imagine what's going on in the correctional facilities where he works at. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not just him. Because in order for him to act like this, there's not a worry in the world. He's not worrying about his job. He's not worrying about anything because his whole environment supports this action. Okay? He's not looking over his shoulder concerned like this is embarrassing. Why am I doing this? No, because this is the environment that they set. Okay? Another thing, you see the sister, in the end of the video explaining herself. You can't explain yourself to these people because it doesn't matter. For everything you say out your mouth, they're not even listening to that shit. They're already thinking of another way why it's not what you're saying. These people are incredible. They're incredibly ignorant. That's what I'll say. Okay? These are white supremacists. He's a white supremacist because he goes along with keeping black people down. He goes along with keeping the Negro down in America. He has a problem with people protesting about someone getting killed. And as you can see, he's so-called counter protesting, which is so un-American. You counter protesting. But these guys, he has an American flag there. He has the Trump flag there. Okay, just look at the whole environment here. You see trucks. You see wood chopping all up in this, and they're in the woods somewhere, man. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you, young people, is, you look around and you thinking everything is good because you're in America and there's supposed to be justice for all. It ain't like that, man. You better pray that when an officer pulls you over, he's a decent guy. You better pray that when you go down to the social service office or wherever you go to have to interact with these kind of people, that they're civil people. And that's the terror that's on black people because we don't know who's who. Okay? We're forced to be around people, okay, who support this type of activity. I'll give you a case and example. When the Germans were persecuting the Jews, it was actually the German people that allowed that government to do what they went along with this. And I'd be damned if we're not looking at the same thing that you see now. These are the people that's going along with the show. They're supporting this. It say Trump up there. It don't say KKK. It doesn't say Third Right. It say Trump. They're feeling like, hey, we got a man in office that's going to allow us to act this way and do the things that we want to do to harm black people. Because they know it's a white man in office, and that white man is for them. Now, I wanted to go back to the photo that we saw earlier. That was a class of correctional officers in West Virginia, okay, who were fired because they were throwing white supremacy signs. And I put that up there to show you. Here's a guy that's in correctional Department of Corrections. Joseph DeMarco, and look at his behavior. Okay, so now if we go back and we look at the other picture where you see students, recruits coming into the West Virginia Department of Corrections, they're already set up like this. I'm telling you, the municipality of America basically provides jobs for white men, poor white men. They provide jobs in all the communities, in all the black communities, majority of them, I'll say. Okay, these white people come in from the outskirts and get jobs. And they run your black ass. They run your whole county. Like your county could be all black, and all the white people are in position for the jobs. Nursing, EMS, police officers, Department of Corrections. This is work for them. They don't need no skill sets. They just need to go to what 2 months of training to learn how to, manipulate you. And they right there, buddy, getting a check, getting insurance. And look at this guy's last name, Demarco. Like he's like third generation, probably third generation American. And they all come over here and they just fuck with the foundation of Black American. They fuck with the ADOS because they've been taught that in order for them to rise, they have to climb on our backs to do that. We are the candy store. So in order for him to have a job, he has to have Negroes to lock up. In order to have Negroes to get locked up, you have to have a crime. Drugs, guns, things that we ain't even bringing in the neighborhood. So who benefits the most of having black people misery? And I'll just leave it at that. Thank you today. I appreciate your time. Please like, please share, and watch out for Joseph DeMarco because he's out there. Right now he's on suspension, okay, and they're moving to separate him. Take his name down. This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News.